Hello ladies and welcome to the Beauty Shaman. So today I'm going to do a morning makeup using Green Beauty, so only Green Beauty products. And now that I've been dabbling in it, I have a nice kind of array of different products, which I'll talk about as I go along. But you know, in the morning we have our coffee and we want to do something that doesn't take too long, but we really want to look great. So that's what I'm going to cover this morning. This is actually dandelion coffee because I don't drink regular coffee. No caffeine, no acid. It's amazing. It's actually very good. Okay, so to start off with, I want to hydrate my skin. So I'm going to use the Truth Treatments Biomimetic Spray, which is very hydrating. And I'm going to put a little serum on. This is Truth Treatments Serum. It's my favorite. Anti-aging serum. It's also really, really hydrating and has a ton of nutrients in it for your skin. Okay, so foundation, I'm going to start off with, this is actually Well People. So it's a Well People foundation that I went and bought. It's $28. I did a review of Well People and Armani versus Armani, which is like $64. So, they were pretty close, gotta tell you. All right, so I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to put this directly on my skin. Normally I don't do that when I work because I'm a professional makeup artist, but today we're doing it. So I go over my eyes because I have hyperpigmentation. If you have oily lids, don't go over your eyes. I also use my fingers because it really gets it into my skin. I don't like beauty blenders, the sponges, for those of you who don't watch me. I don't like them because I think they put it on too heavily. They get it into your skin too much. As we get older, you want the makeup to kind of be sort of light and sheer on your skin. You don't want like all this digging in that they're doing with beauty blenders and brushes and all that. I mean, brushes aren't so bad, and regular sponges aren't bad, but I don't like the beauty blenders. I use them on talent that really are younger or they need a lot of makeup, and the lighting will be able to cover that, like diffuse it, because it shows up on film. So if you noticed on the foundation, I really just stayed mostly to my T area, and I put a little bit over here because I have some age spots, but I don't really pull it all the way down, and I don't really recommend that because you don't really need that. As you get older, I think it's better to just have kind of a diffused, blended look as opposed to, like it stops here, because then you can really tell, our necks are aging. It's not the same as our face anymore. These heavy-duty looks you see on younger women, it's just not, where you have like a real line, it's not flattering. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Osmosis Concealer, and that comes with vitamin E. Okay, this is $38. So you just take the vitamin E, and actually you can do this before foundation. I'm just doing it after because I always do foundation first, so I don't use as much concealer. If you wear a powder foundation, you shouldn't wear a powder foundation if you're over 40, basically. I think it's too much, but then do the concealer first if you must do a powder foundation. I always recommend creams for older women. Okay, so this one, it's a great concealer. Oops, sorry, I've got lots of makeup marks on me. So you can see the consistency is really nice. Does a great job. Again, I'm using my fingers, and I just tap it in. Just tap it in. Now, when I work professionally at a studio or on talent, I don't use my fingers. Okay, I use a sponge, but I don't use a beauty blender because I don't like them. Did I say that already? Look at that. Beautiful, right? I really dig this concealer. It's from Osmosis. So it did a great job. I'm really happy with this concealer, so I think it's totally worth the money. Okay, so we're going to put a little tiny bit of powder. Now, I live in a very dry climate, so I don't use a whole lot of powder because it's so dry here and it'll set in fine lines. I'm going to use the Osmosis Sent Me a translucent powder. I'm just going to put a very, very small amount on with a big, soft brush so it doesn't put too much on my skin. Just enough so that it doesn't make the color makeup I'm going to put on crease. Just to set it just a bit. Honestly, unless you have oily skin, powder is either very, very small amount or very little. I need to drink a coffee now. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of contour, just a little bit, and I'm going to use powder for that. So this is a Jane Iredale thing they sent me. I can't think of the word. So they sent me this. Well, this one is a little bit darker than my skin. So really, contour is just something that's a little bit darker than your normal skin. That's all it is. It's not. You don't have to buy a separate contour powder color unless you want to. But if you have a shade that's 1 to 2 shades darker, you can use that. If you want a bronzer, that's a different story. You know, bronzers have a little bit more warmth to them. They're richer. Sometimes they contain mica, which is not a green beauty thing. Mica is actually pretty bad for you. So, even though I happen to really like mica. So you see how that just kind of framed it a little bit? You're just giving yourself a little bit of depth to your skin. You know, again, I say this all the time, but don't take your brush with your bronzer or your contour and just do that really heavy duty line you see on women that are 20, 30 years old. It just makes my skin crawl. Okay. All right, so moving on. We're going to do a little bit of blush. Okay, so I'm going to use the Jane Iredale kit. Maybe that's what I should call this. So I love this kind of rosy color. It's pretty. Just on your cheek. Okay, moving on to lips. So I'm actually not going to put a lip liner on because I don't want to today, but if you do your lip liner after you do your lipstick or your lip glosses, which is what I'm going to wear today, because that way it doesn't have a really heavy-duty line. Like, again, it's soft, no lines. You want everything to be very neutralized, okay? So this is, again, an Osmosis lip gloss called Bear. It's $25. Pretty color. Actually, let me check on the price on that. Oh, it's $19. $19. Got my cheat sheet over here. Really pretty. Isn't that a beautiful color? I think these, you know, if you want to go just super neutralized, you have to be sure there's some color somewhere on your face. You can't just be all neutral because otherwise you'll look, you know, like flat. We don't want to look flat. We want to look, you know, voluptuous. All right, I'm going to use an Osmosis Trio here. And this is, this is $30. So it's got these 3 colors, which are very, very usable. So I'm just going to use the light color, kind of a pearly color. So, you know, this is morning makeup. This is not, again, I'm not doing anything fancy, just super simple. I'm just going to put a little bit in the corner. I don't take it all the way over, across, and up. You know, I think minimize. It's also a cultural thing. Like if you live in Georgia, my best friend lives in Atlanta. If you live in Georgia and, you know, you want to wear that really made up, or Texas, like all you Texan women, you know, go for it. Do according to how much you feel comfortable with. But what I'm advocating is blending and softening down all the lines. Can't talk with that. All right, we're going to do a little bit of peach here. Okay, I'm going to do a little eyeliner with the Jane Iredale Mystical Eyeliner. I really like this. Comes with a brush like that. And you dip the brush into, it's kind of a powdery jelly type thing. Really nice. And you put it on. So it has a nice narrow brush, okay? This brush is not big. It's a small brush, but it works really well and gives you a nice line. If you get too much, just kind of take a little off in your hand. That's why I always have lots of makeup on my hand. All right, so I'm going to take and put it right next to my lashes. So it takes a lot of practice just to get this. And you want to kind of turn the brush sideways just to get that edge because you want to get it right next to your lashes. Go tip to tip, don't go halfway. So many of you stop halfway, don't. You want to elongate your eye. All right, I'm going to actually blend this in a little bit now. I'm going to take, a slanted brush, and I'm just going to run it over the top. And that just evens out those edges because it's really hard to get it so it doesn't have any edges. Even I can't do that, okay? Like you've seen it. And part of it is too because we can't see as well, right? As you get older, it's like My eyesight is just not, I can't get it. Okay, so I just blended all the eyeliner and did everything. So now I'm gonna just take the purpley color here and I'm gonna just run that over the top. Now this is one extra step. You don't have to do this. You can just do your eyeliner pencil with the Jane Iredale eyeliner and then a thin brush on top. But I'm just going to take it one more step just to show you how to do it. So I just take a kind of a slanted poofy brush, dip it into the color, and I'm just going to run it over the top. And what this does, it just, I just want to really soften those lines down. You're thinking, it's the morning. I'm not going to take this amount of time. I know you're thinking that. So you do what you're comfortable with. You do how much time you have. If you want to take it this one more step, it just softens it down that edge more. And I'm going to actually pull this a little bit underneath. Just a little bit. Do not take the liner all the way underneath because it's too, I think it's too much. And I've seen women just take a dark liner and put it, or a blue or whatever liner, and put it all the way underneath. Don't do that. You want to lift up. Okay, everything, boobs, everything goes up, right? So there you go. That's very pretty and soft and nice. And also just take your brush and just run it over the top of everything and just blend everything in. It's all about being blended, so that's pretty. All right, mascara. So I'm going to use the Osmosis mascara. I'm just going to run that over the top very quickly. Okay, I've given my hair a little fluff. And I'm ready to go out. I'm ready to face my day. So this is you go according to you with how elaborate you want to go, but this is hopefully some basic tools for you to use to know how to do a morning makeup. Also, I encourage you to go visit these cosmetic lines, these green beauty lines that I'm fond of. I'll put links down below, so please check it out. Please subscribe and follow me. So thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman. Woo!